Now, White Pine County Daily News with Wyatt Cox.
And KELY News, sponsored by Sahara Motors, ready for all seasons. The Kawasaki Bridge XR Crew Limited 8-track side-by-side. Keeps you cool in the summer, dry in the rain, and warm in the winter. Conquer any trail, creek, or blizzard while staying comfortable the whole way. Check one out today at Sahara Motors. Look for sunny skies today, the high of 66. The White Pine County Commission Seat 1 race field is getting crowded. Incumbent Commissioner Hank Vogler is now going to be challenged not only by Gina Kavanaugh, David Pratt, and now former Commissioner Mike Koster. In the race for Ely City Council, Janet Walker has filed for Seat 1 on the council. So far, no Ely Council races are contested. Candidate filings for the upcoming election continues until Friday at 5 p.m. Well, as you heard on KELY, yesterday's County Commission meeting was packed with drama as the Commission voted to advise the state that they wouldn't be able to meet their financial obligations because of a lack of staffing in the Finance Department. County Commission Chair Paula Carson.
Our accounts payable clerk is leaving us as of March 13th. We've had 2 weeks to try to fill the position. So far, I've only had one application, which is not quite suitable for what we need. So this agenda item says that the board authorization would provide official notice to the department, that is the Department of Taxation, pursuant to NRS 354.675. This county has the money to pay its vendors. What we do not have is the staff to pay the vendors. We have lost 3 of the 5 people in our financial department, and we need to hire more people to do the official processing.
As we reported previously, the Commission fired Finance Director Kathy Workman, and Deputy Finance Director Courtney Thornall says she resigned after what she claimed was bullying and intimidation by commissioners. A third individual in the Finance Department, as you just heard, has now resigned, leaving a single employee and a contractor to run the county's finances. The Commission also approved a contract with Basin Engineering to complete the bid process and conduct oversight on a well for the golf course. But when Golf Course Advisory Board James Linney pointed out that Commissioner Hank Vogler had an undisclosed conflict in the matter since his daughter leased adjacent land on the Georgetown Ranch, Commissioner Vogler took exception.
My daughter leases the Georgetown Ranch. She has no agreement on anything about that new well. I don't even know if it was proposed when she leased the property. I have no affiliation with it any more than I live in the same county and have to be in a similar business. Poor Mr. Foley sitting here talking about all these different projects. How's he going to stay in business? He can't sell a load of dirt to anybody without walking the same line that I'm supposed to walk, because my daughter has to have a lease that has no mention of a new well, no mention of the use of those wells. The only well that she can use right now, it's dewatering water. The only well that she can use is within the city limits. And if there is no dewatering water, it is specific that she will have to buy water from the city. And so all I have asked, and it's just the Kool-Aid drinkers just throwing bombs.
Now, open meeting law requirements have required disclosure of business relationships that could be interpreted as influencing a commissioner's vote. The commission will hold special joint meetings Monday and Tuesday at the White Pine County Historic Courthouse in Ely. The main focus will be a fiscal year 2027 budget workshop. Commissioners will review funding requests for a wide range of county departments and services, and county leaders expected to discuss priorities and provide direction to the interim finance director as the next county budget is developed. The meeting is open to the public. We will not broadcast those meetings Monday and Tuesday. White Pine County Sheriff's Office had a number of reports on Tuesday. In Ely, deputies investigated a report of vandalism after a vehicle was keyed outside an apartment complex. A theft involving a stolen debit card and fraudulent charges also under investigation, along with another report of items taken from a vehicle parked at a residence. Deputies also investigating a domestic battery reported as a county trailer park. In a separate domestic disturbance, deputies say the couple agreed to separate for the night. A resident also reported receiving harassing text messages from a former partner and was provided information on obtaining a protection order. Other calls included a welfare check for a possibly suicidal individual, a wallet found at a convenience store, and a dog struck by a vehicle on a city street, the dog removed from the roadway. Reports of a reckless driver and a stranded motorist on the state highway referred to Nevada State Police. Several investigations ongoing. Ely City Council meets at 5 o'clock tonight at the Ely Volunteer Fire Hall. Several items on the agenda. Council members will consider approving up to $5,000 in redevelopment funds to purchase fencing and signage for a proposed dog park in Broadbent Park. The council will also vote on accepting a state of Nevada water grant for the Morley Water Upgrades Project. Council may also approve a contract with Porter Group, for federal government affairs consulting services through March of 2027, and consider a letter of support for the White Pine Chamber's Travel Nevada Rural Marketing Grant application. Council members will also vote on adding a sick leave donation policy to the City of Ely Personnel Manual. And high school sports, golf team is on its way to West Wendover for a tournament this morning. Softball team preparing for a weekend trip to St. George for a tournament there. In other news from across the state this morning, former Nye County Commissioner Leonardo Blundo has been indicted in connection with an alleged COVID-19 relief fraud scheme totaling more than $500,000. Federal prosecutors say Blundo applied for pandemic relief funds for his Pahrump restaurant, Carmelo's Bistro, between March 2020 and September of 21, allegedly inflating the business's revenue and number of employees and submitting false documents. Justice Department says Blundo received 2 Paycheck Protection Program loans, 2 Economic Injury Disaster loans, and a Restaurant Revitalization Fund grant. He now faces 5 counts of wire fraud and 2 counts of money laundering. FBI says fraud will not be tolerated. No one's above the law. If convicted, Blundo could face up to 120 years in prison and fines totaling about $1.7 million. Nevada's primary electric utility says booming demand from data centers could make it harder to meet the state's clean energy goals. NB Energy says it may fall short of Nevada's renewable portfolio standard for the first time, which requires utilities to get 50% of their power from renewable sources by 2030. The company says electric demand, driven largely by new data centers supporting artificial intelligence, could be nearly 50% higher than forecasts made just 2 years ago. To meet that demand, NB Energy says it may rely more on natural gas while it works to expand renewable energy and battery storage. Utility plans to outline its strategy in a new energy roadmap to be filed with state regulators in April. 8:21 for Sahara Motors. That's your check of news from White Pine County and the state of Nevada.
You see lots of commercials on television telling you to drive a little and save a lot. Dealers wanting you to drive to Salt Lake, Elko, Reno, and even Las Vegas. But ask them one question. What happens if there's a problem? Do you have to drive 3, 4, or even 6 hours to get service? Here at Sahara Motors in Ely, we service everything we sell right here in White Pine County. Shop here first, get our best deal, and you get that best deal by telling Shauna that Wyatt sent you by. Then if you want, shop other places. When you account for the drive, you'll find that it pays you to be a part of the Sahara Motors family. Stop by Sahara Motors, just about a mile north of Ely on US 93. Sahara Motors, we are White Pine proud.
Tell Shauna Wyatt sent you by.